There's a quick question here on arithmetic progressions, and this question involves how to find the first term and also how to find the common difference. Given the following information, you're told that the fifth term of an AP is 3 times the second term. So the third term is equal to 10. Then there are 3 subsections or 3 questions that says, or information says, find the first term, find the common difference, and then find the 15th term. So um, maybe you can pause the video and attempt to solve this question. All right, so let me just write down what I have so far. So I also know that somehow I'll have to deal with simultaneous equations because you are dealing with two simultaneous equations because you are looking for two variables. Okay, that's the A and the D. Okay, that's already your hint because once you're looking for two unknowns and you're given a set of information, it most probably means that you'll have to create simultaneous equations or equations, two set of equations, and solve them simultaneously. Right, so it says the first term is equal to 3 times the second term. Okay, so that's one piece of information that we have. The other information that we are given, we are told that the third term is equal to 10. Right, let us just quickly break down the whole thing about terms. So once I give you a sequence, we say that now using this formula here, um, the first term will be A plus 1 minus 1 times D, where 1 represents most of the first term. Don't you agree? So if you were to multiply out, you're going to get a 0 here and 0 times D. So that's why we say the first term is then represented by an A. If we have to find the second term, okay, now the second term is going to have, if you were to multiply this out, you're going to have A plus D. That's the second term. So let's do the third term, okay? So the third term will be A plus 3 minus 1 times D. So that will be A plus 2D. I hope you can see a certain pattern that is involving here with regard also to the answers that we have. So let's get a fourth term in there. The fourth term would be T sub 4, or let's take the fifth term, okay? So that will be A plus, that will be now 5 minus 1 times D, which means it's A, always one less. So this here represents the fifth term. So that's what we know. So what do we know from our information? We know what the fifth term is. We know what the third term is. Okay. And what else do they? So they say, and I'm going to write that all the way over here. They say that for this information that the fifth term is 3 times the second term. So the fifth term is 3 times the second term. So that means A plus 4D is equal to 3 times A. That's the second term. Okay. Was it 3 times the second term, A plus D? So the second term is represented by A plus D. Always one less. Okay. So let me just clean this equation up. Okay. And let everything equal to 0 because I want my A's and my D's one side. So that's 3A plus 3D. And if I continue, I'm going to get 0 equals, now I have that 3A. So if I bring over the other A, I'm going to subtract A. You agree? And then I have a plus 3D. And if I bring over the other one, I'm going to subtract 4d. Eventually, I'll have 2a minus d equals to 0. And let's say that is my first equation. Okay, let's say that's my first equation. So this here represents my first equation. Right, what do we also know? We are also told from our information that the third term is equal to 10. That means a plus 2d. Remember, the third term is a plus 2d when I broke it down here. Okay, so you can see that is a plus 2d, that is equal to the third term. So this one here becomes then my second equation. Now it's totally up to you how you want to solve these two equations. You can make something the subject of the formula, or perhaps it's best if I do that. So I will be saying a equals to 10 take away 2d. All right, this is depth. So everywhere we have an a, I am going to replace it by this whole 10 minus 2d. So let's solve it. Solving them at the same time, that means 2, now I'm going to take what I have for a, okay, minus d equals to 0, and I know that in this place I'm going to have 10 minus 2d. So this is going to allow me to find the value of d. I'm just going to rewrite or also write or bring down this equation here, a equals to 10 minus 2d. All right, so let's finish what we have on this side. So obviously, if you were to cross multiply, you get 20, and you multiply that, you get minus 4d minus d equals to 0. We have 20 minus 5d equals to 0. Negative 5d equals to negative 20. Okay, so at the end of the day, d is going to be a positive number. So d will be negative 20 divided by negative 5 when d is equal to 4. So what does that mean for a? A will be then 10 minus 2 times 4. So a is 10 minus 8. So a is equal to 2. Right. So what do we now know? So the question was asking for at the beginning, right at the onset, what is the first term? So the first term is for part A. So when you're answering the question now, you say, okay, for part A, the first term is 2. For part B, the common difference is 4. Then for part C, they want you to find the 15th term. So the 15th term, you're going to say the first term, which is 2 plus 15 minus 1 times the common difference of 4. And then you just go ahead and you punch that into your calculator, okay, in order for you to solve what the 15th term would be. So I'm going to say 14 times 4. The 14 comes from 15, take away 1, all right, and then you get 58. So therefore, the 15th term is equal to 58. Let's just make that 8 nice. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is how you attempt or you will be solving such a question. Good.